A lot of what makes an offer really good, it's not so much gimmicks, it's not so much like risk reversals and guarantees and kind of the Hormozy style stuff that we're used to. It's really about clarity. A lot of times it's just sitting in a room and just thinking about like, what do we actually do? Like, what do I actually give people that they find valuable? And especially on a sales call, when you're saying something like, what do prospects respond to the most? And when you get it, you feel so dumb for not getting it earlier, but until you get it, it can be really tough. So I'll give you my companies as an example. So we've been running cold email or cold calling for both of our companies for a long time. And until like 2 months ago, we weren't really booking meetings the way we used to. And we're like looking and we're like, how can we make this an irresistible offer? What are we really doing for people? And for Miraponte, I realized what we're really selling is cheap leads. What I decided to do and what I started saying on sales calls, people were like, what do you actually do? And I was like, well, you get a team of 5. We call 1,000 people a day, human beings calling 1,000 people a day for less than $100 a day. And average clients like 8 to 20x ROI on us. Your results may vary, but that's the core offer. And I realized what I'm selling is cheap leads and a productized service. And I was like, okay, great. For Manos Health, that doesn't work because it's healthcare. They don't really care about leads. They're skeptical about cold email and LinkedIn and cold calling. They usually need all 3. So it's not like I can just sell cold calling. So how do I sell healthcare? We just measured pipeline value because healthcare, you have a lot of clients where you get them like 5 leads in a month. And every 6 months, they make a huge sale. So we just measured, we're like, okay, assuming they're closing 10% of their leads, what is the pipeline value we're actually adding to these companies? And we started to sell that and also prestige and credibility and consulting because it's always a hybridized service. But when we got clear on it, all of a sudden we started booking more meetings. And the same thing for Miraponte. So a lot of it is you sit in a room and you're like, what is the actual value? Because the value is usually not SEO. The value is usually not this tech SaaS fancy thing. The value is not like I was talking to a prospect earlier today and he's like, well, we help you choose the ideal site for a real estate development or for a franchise. And I was like, okay, what's the difference between an ideal site and the average site? Like, what is the average cost savings? How do you model that? What is the true value of your service? Like, what is the ideal site worth versus just throwing something at the wall and hiring some real estate agent off of like Wistia or something? Like, what's the benefit? When you figure that out and you financially model it and you can explain it, it's not so much about explaining it to like an 8-year-old, but it's explaining it in a way that sticks in your head. 1,000 songs in your pocket, 1,000 dials a day for less than 100 dials a day. Like something like that really hooks, then you know you have something that you can really scale and iterate off of. So anyway, hope this is helpful. Have a great day. If you need help with outreach, just reach out and I will talk to you soon.